Okay guys, today's video is going to be on P1 and a little bit on P2, okay, of expanding triple brackets. So firstly, let's look at P1. Right, an example here, they may give you a right angle triangle and they might label this base length as x plus 2 bracket squared. Then they might label this length here as x, let's say minus 3. They might label this hypotenuse as x plus 10. And the question says, give us an expression of the area of the triangle. Okay, a few really important words here to just look at to begin with. Firstly, area. You know the area is base times height divided by 2 with a triangle. Expression. Expression means that I'm not going to work out what x is. Okay, not relevant to me. So let's have a look. Base times height divided by 2. Well, that's the base, that's the height divided by 2. I don't need the hypotenuse length at all. That doesn't help me one bit when working this out. So in my head, I can get rid of that. All I care about is the base times the height initially. Look at my base length though. X plus 2 squared. If I'm going to multiply my base and my height, and I've got x plus 2 squared here, I'm not going to write it like x plus 2 bracket and then squared. I'm going to instead write it x plus 2 bracket x plus 2, because when it's squared like that, I'm going to write it out twice and then multiply it by the height, so therefore x minus 3. As you know, there's invisible multiply in between the brackets and the brackets. Now, this should be very straightforward for us because we did it during the fluency, but just really, really briefly, I'm going to run through that. X plus 2, x plus 2, multiply them, x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4, x squared plus 4x plus 4. So that's the first answer, and I multiply it by the height now. So x squared plus 4x plus 4, and then x minus 3. So it's going to be x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x minus 3x squared minus 12x minus 12. Okay, and again, as a lot of you know, we need to simplify that as well. So x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x minus 3x squared minus 12x minus 12. Hopefully I've got enough room in the video. X cubed by itself, x cubed here. 4x squared minus 3x squared is plus x squared. Positive 4x, take away 12x is negative 8x, and then minus 12 by itself. Now that looks like it could be the final answer, but it is not, because we must remember that is base times height divided by 2. All we've done so far is base times height. So therefore I'm now going to divide by 2. Okay, now a few of you might say, well, can I just leave the answer like that? I'm going to say no. I want x cubed divided by 2. That is a half x cubed. X squared divided by 2 is a half x squared. Negative 8x divided by 2 is minus 4x. And then negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. That is my final answer. Okay? Base times height divided by 2, and we're good to go. Right, second example. Now this looks a little bit more challenging. They're going to give you something looking a little bit like this. So straight away, when you see the shape here, you need to think trapezium immediately. Now they'll give you that. They tell you that this here is x plus 4 bracket squared. They tell you that this here is x plus 3 squared. And they tell you that this here is 4x plus 5. Okay, now they say they want the area of the trapezium in the form ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Now please do not panic when they say in the form and they give you something a little bit like that. That's simply, as we'll see at the end here, what your answer is going to look like. But instead of writing A, B, C and D, you will have numbers to represent those places. So let's just deal with that at the end. All we care about is area of a trapezium. Now, all of us need to know this. We need to know this. Area of a trapezium is written as A plus B over 2 times by height. So now we say to ourselves, well, what is the A, what's the B? Area of a trapezium, the two parallel sides represent A and B. And the height is obviously one that goes straight up. So that will be A for us, that will be B, that's the height. So the irrelevant bit of information here is that doesn't help us at all to find the area of a trapezium. So let's just quickly do that now. A plus B. So A and B. So I'm going to add them together. So 2x minus 3, add 4x plus 5. Don't do anything silly here by trying to expand the brackets. We're adding them. So 2x plus 4x is 6x. Negative 3 plus 5 is plus 2. That's our A and B. I'm now going to divide by 2. So that divided by 2, 6x divided by 2 is 3x. 2 divided by 2 is positive 1. That is our answer to this. I'm now going to times it by the height. The height is x plus 3 squared, which means there's 2 of them. So I'm multiplying this by x plus 3 times x plus 3. Now, a lot of you should right now be like, yep, I've got this completely, and you should do. Really quickly, I'll just do it here, just to make sure that you've got the right answer. 3x plus 1, x plus 3, times it, 3x squared plus x plus 9x plus 3. So therefore, that's going to be 3x squared plus 10x plus 3. Going to bring down the second bracket, x plus 3. So 3x squared plus 10x plus 3. X plus 3 here. Going to multiply them. So 3x cubed plus 10x squared plus 3x plus 9x squared plus 30x plus 9. Okay, hopefully I've got enough room. I'm now going to make that simplified. So 3x cubed plus 10x squared plus 3x plus 9x squared plus 30x plus 9. Then as our simplified answer here, 3x cubed remains by itself. Okay, hopefully you can still see it on the screen. 10x squared, so it'll be 19x squared. 3x plus that is 33x, and then you add the 9. Right, so we've done area of a trapezium. All we've now got to look at is say to ourselves, well, how does that tie in with the question they wanted, the answer they wanted? They want in the form ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Look at the form we've given it to them. 3x cubed, so therefore the a represents the 3 here. 19x squared, bx squared, so the b is the 19. 33x is the c, and then the d is the 9. So therefore that's our final answer. So P1 looks a little bit like that, guys. P2, the only thing I'm going to do rather than give you examples is just remember, please, if they say the word volume, you've got to find the volume. So find the word surface area, you've got to find the surface area. And if they use the word cubic to describe a shape, remember that's a cube. That's a cube, so therefore all the lengths are going to be the same size. So that should help. Okay, guys, good luck.